Okay, I think this is recording. Technology, man. Not my strong suit. Hi, friend. Good morning or afternoon, whenever you're doing this. Here is the long awaited hip, lower back, no rest flow made just for you. Um, yeah, I'm having a hard time writing out flows and then remembering them. Like I just get like once I actually like start flowing, I'll just like start doing other things that's not written down on my list. So I get to practice remembering how to remember that. But I think I got yours down pretty good. We're just going to hop right in. So we're going to start by standing in the middle of our mat. We're going to be standing for a little bit. So really, I mean, you could stand at the top of your mat or wherever, but I'm going to stand in the middle so that I can face you better. Just going to establish the foundation in our feet to start with. I sometimes like to rock back and forth, heel to toe, just to like get my feet familiar with my mat, especially if it's been a while or if I've been sitting, which happens a lot these days. Still a lot of sitting. We'll stand with our feet hip width distance apart, feeling nice and grounded down into our mat. Make sure that you have a nice soft bend in your knees. You never want to lock out our knees. And then we're going to close our eyes, roll your shoulders back, shoulder blades together, palms forward here. We're just going to take a couple deep breaths just to wake up our breathing. So take a deep breath in through your nose. And a slow exhale. Inhale. And open mouth exhale. One more time. We're going to keep this cycle of breath, but we're going to move our hands with it now. So on your next inhale, we're going to rotate our palms out towards the sides of the room, or towards like the front of our mat and the back of our mat. On your next inhale in, we're going to slowly raise our hands up overhead. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to rotate our palms so they're going to be facing down as we exhale. Rotate palms facing out. Inhale. Raise hands up. Palms out. Exhale. Palms out. Inhale up overhead. And exhale. We're going to keep doing that, but now we're going to place our hands out in front of us. So palms facing forward. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Palms out and up overhead. Rotate your wrists so your palms are facing now away from you, and exhale, slowly lower. Flow through that a few times on your own. Remembering to keep your foundation down through your feet and not locking out your knees here. You can lift your gaze too as you look up, and you can lower it as you lower your hands. I'll do it one more time. And exhale. Shake out your arms. And your next breath in, we're going to raise our hands up to a T. Palms facing forward. Remember to draw your shoulders away from your ears so they're not crowding you up here. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to sweep our left hand over our right. And we're going to bend at our elbows and come into eagle arms here. So collapsing your palms together if you can. Now just take a deep breath in here. Feeling that stretch in your shoulder blades and your upper back. And as you exhale, we'll unravel, come back out to a T. And we'll inhale, and we'll do the opposite. So now right arm over left. Rights and lefts are hard. And then come back into that twist here. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, unwind, arms out to your T. You can, if you're not already, let's face the front of our mats now. With our arms still out to a T, we're gonna make sure that your foundation is established in your feet. Your knees are not locked. And take a deep breath in here. Drawing your shoulder blades away from your ears. And as you exhale, we're going to just twist our torso. So make sure your hips still face the front of the room. And we're going to open up to the side here. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our right knee, keeping our arms in a T and a twist. And if this feels good, you can stay right here. If you want it a little bit deeper, you can bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg. And you can use it to gently just get a little bit deeper in your twist here. If you can't balance in this right now, some days I can't, you're just going to keep your arms out to a T and keep your toes on the ground, but having your right leg still forward a little bit. So wherever you're at, we're going to take one more cycle of breath. Inhaling deeply. And exhale, lower your leg back down if it's up. And we're going to twist back to the front of the room. And we're going to drop our arms and shake them out. Get a nice shake in the front of your body here. Make sure that your feet are still hip width distance apart. Your next inhale, we're going to bring our hands back out to a T and go to the other side. So deep breath in here. And exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Once you feel solid in this position, you're going to raise your left leg and just copy what you did on the other side. So if your leg was down, keep it down. If it's up, have it up here. And each side's a little bit different, but if you want the deeper stretch here, you bring your right palm to the outside of your left knee. You can try to gaze past your left fingertips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower our leg, twist back to center. You can drop your arms here, take a deep breath in. And exhale. And your next breath in, we're going to lift our hands up and overhead. Bring your palms together. And as you exhale, bring your hands through heart center down into a forward fold. So your feet can either be together here in this forward fold or hip width distance apart. Making sure that you have a nice generous bend in your knees. Mine's always very generous. Got me some tight hammies. You can clasp opposite elbows if you want to do ragdoll, or you can just relax your shoulders and your palms down to the mat. The more of a bend that you have in your knees, the more you're going to feel it in your lower back as well. And I know that has been a problem area, so if you need it, you can get real deep in your knees here. And making sure to Have your head and your neck fully relaxed, having that weight spilling over the front here. Remember to take really deep inhales. Feeling that extra stretch as you fill up your lungs and your belly, and slow exhales. On your next inhale, I'm going to slowly rise up to a halfway lift with airplane arms. So having that nice flat back, bringing your arms next to your sides, palms facing down, creating a nice line from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Be here for one cycle of breath, so inhaling deeply. And as we exhale, we'll slowly fold forward one more time. Your next inhale, we're going to rise up into chair. Wiggle your feet together if they're not already. And you can come up here if it's too much. You can sink lower if you need more deeper stretch, more of a challenge. When you're in here, remember to tuck. I can't see. Remember to tuck your tailbone here, just to protect your lower back. So we don't want to like stick our booty up in the air. We want to make sure that you have a nice tuck here. So feet together, legs together, tailbone tucked. You can either have your arms, you can have your arms up and overhead, or you can have them straight out in front of you. Breathing deep wherever you're at. Take a deep breath in together. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly float our arms back into airplane arms one more time. We're going to lift our right leg and we're going to kick it out behind us. We're going to come into a high lunge here. Inhaling our hands up and overhead. Making sure that your hips are squared off to the front of the room. You should feel this stretch in the front of your right leg and your right hip. At least that's where I feel it. Making sure that your left knee is stacked over your left ankle. You can even rest your hands on the top of your thigh if that feels better, so you can focus more on balancing and feeling that stretch in your right hip. Take a deep breath in. And exhale slow. On your next inhale, we're going to come back out to a T. Keep bringing our arms out to a T. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So again, making sure that your foundation is established here. Your left knee is over your right. Your left knee is over your left ankle. Your hips are pointed square and off to the front of your mat. And if your twist is just a tiny bit so you can feel it in your spine here, that's fine. If you need deeper, you can do it as we were doing it when we were standing by putting your right palm on the outside of your left leg and just having a deeper stretch. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, come back to center. We're going to lower down onto our right knee. Hands down by our sides. We're just going to come in and out of a low lunge here. Just really settle. So untuck your back toes. And then as we inhale, we're just going to shift forward just a little bit, just so you can start to feel that stretch in the front of your right hip here. I don't need to dump your body into the front. Just a subtle shift forward. And as you exhale, we'll come out of it. Having your knee back and resting that left leg just a little bit. And as we inhale, we'll go back into that lower lunge. Inhale. Exhale, come out. Inhale, lunge forward. Exhale, coming out of it. We'll do that one more time. Exhale. I'm going to face forward so you can see me, but you can stay where you're at. So with your legs still out in front of you, what we're going to do now is we're going to wiggle our left leg out, straight out to the side of us. So it's a straight line from my hip all the way down to my ankle, in the line with my side body here. And then making sure that your right leg is pointed straight back and your right knee is underneath your right hip here. You're going to gently just rest your left palm on your left leg. This is mainly just to help us with balance when we go into this. I wouldn't rest any weight on this because you don't want to hurt your knee joint here, but we're just going to come into a nice side body stretch. So inhaling our right hand up and overhead, drawing your shoulders away from your ears, and then as you exhale, we'll slowly bend over to the left. And it can just be a nice subtle stretch. You'll feel this in your left thigh, left hip, and of course in your right side body here. Again, make sure you're not adding any weight onto your knee joint here. This hand is really just for balance. I don't want you to squash your knee. Protect that little knee guy. Take a deep breath in here. Stay with the exhale. Inhale, we'll rise back up. Lower your right arm. We're going to wiggle our left leg back into center to meet our right leg. And we're just going to step up back into standing. We're going to take a deep breath in, raise our hands up and overhead. And as we exhale, bringing our feet together, knees together, legs together, we're going to exhale into chair pose one more time. Again, making sure that you're tucking your tailbone here. Hands can be out in front or up overhead. Just remember to draw your shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, come back into airplane arms. And we're going to lift our left leg and bring it behind us. And we're just going to repeat on this side now. So take a second to establish your foundation again. Making sure that you're up on the ball of your left toes here. Ooh. And then coming into making sure that your right knee is over your right ankle. And you can either have your hands up and overhead, or to focus on form and balance, you can place them on the top of your right thigh. Making sure that your hips are squared off to the front of your mat. Just going to be here for a few breaths. We're going to take really deep, slow, controlled breaths. We'll inhale together here. And as you exhale, we're going to twist on this side. So we're going to bring our hands out to a T. Just have that subtle twist in our upper body here. Remembering to keep your hips to the front of the mat. We're really just twisting our torso here. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, bring our hands to the top of our thigh, and we're going to slowly lower down onto our left knee. Untuck your back toes. And then we're going to come in and out of our low lunge here again, like we did on the other side. So you can keep your hands gently resting on the top of your right thigh. And as we inhale, we're gonna get lower, deeper into our lunge here, really feeling that stretch in the front of your left hip. Yep, I feel that. And as we exhale, come out of it. Inhale, deep lunge. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, rise back up. One more time. I might have already said one more time, but for real, one more time. Inhale and exhale, come out of it. We're going to come into that side body stretch here again. So we're just sweeping our right leg out to the side. So it's coming straight out of our right hip. And you can try to plant your right foot on the ground if you can. But if it does come up a little bit, just try to be active in your toes and actively trying to flatten your foot onto the ground here. Making sure that your left knee is directly below your left hip. We're going to take a deep breath in and raise our left hand up and overhead. And as we exhale, come into that subtle side body stretch here. Again, you should be able to feel it a little bit in your right hip, but definitely along your left side body. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, slowly rise back up. We're going to gently bring our right leg in to meet our left. And we're going to come and sit. Sit on our bums. You just come into a nice, easy seat here. Crisscross applesauce, like what I like to call it. Pretty sure that's the official yogi term too. We're just going to do a soft seated cat-cow. So gently resting our palms on our knees. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to roll through, shine our chest forward, gaze up, shoulders drawn back and away from our ears. And then as we exhale, come into cat. So rounding through, rounding the spine and dropping our gaze. I don't want you to be pulling on your hands here, so just making sure that they're nice and soft on your knees. And we'll inhale to cow, pushing your belly out, chest forward, shoulder blades together, gaze up. Exhale to cat, gaze down. Inhale, cow, moo. I'm funny. Exhale to cat. Do that. Flow through that one more time. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, chin to chest, cat. Go back to center. If your legs are crossed like mine were, what we're going to do is we're going to draw our left thigh into in towards our body, and then bring your right leg right in front of your left heel. So your right heel should be essentially just right in line with your left. So your right and left heels are lined up, but they're not crossed. So they're directly in front of each other. So your legs are a little bit wider. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. So making sure that you stop wherever your butt starts coming off the mat. We want to make sure that your butt stays on the mat, your legs stay down, and your hips and your legs that are heavy towards the mat. So this is as far as you get, making sure that your back is nice and flat. That's great. This is about as far as I can get. And then you can just soften your gaze here Relaxing your neck just a little bit. If you can, crawl forward. As long as your butt stays on the mat, you can crawl forward just a little bit. The farther you come forward, the more you'll feel it in your lower back. And remembering to take deep, full breaths here to feel that stretch even more. We'll inhale together. And on your exhale, we'll slowly crawl back up to our seat. And we're going to switch legs. So now our right heel comes in, and then our left heel is in line with it in front. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, raise your hands up and overhead, drawing your shoulders away from your ears. And as we exhale, folding forward. Your hips are going to want to come up, your butt's going to want to come up. Keep them down. And crawl out to where you feel that nice stretch in your back without raising your bum. Taking nice full inhales and slow exhales. Relaxing your gaze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. Exhale. Start crawling back up to your seat. We're going to uncross our legs. And we're going to come into our final pose, come into child's pose. So you can either do regular child's pose if you need more of a stretch in the front of your hips, or if you're feeling like you might need it more on the outside of your hips and inner thighs, you can do extended child's pose. So whatever is speaking to you today. We'll slowly crawl our hands out in front of us, and then lowering our chest to the ground, having our head be the last thing that touches the mat. We'll just take a couple minutes here, relaxing into this pose. Remembering to take deep inhales and slow exhales. The nice thing about home yoga, basically just 2020 life, is that you can stay in this child's pose if you want to, or as long as you want. But if you're ready, start deepening our breath. You can roll your forehead back and forth across your mat, feeling a nice little massage on your forehead. And when you're ready, slowly Rise up to a seat. Come into sit. Nice comfy seat. Resting your palms on the tops of your knees. You can either have a soft gaze here or close your eyes. We're going to take 2 more cycles of breath together. So inhale deeply through your nose. And slow open mouth exhale. Drawing your shoulders away from your ears. One more time, inhale. And open mouth, exhale. I love you. Thank you for joining me. Can't wait to see you in person again someday. I love you a lot. Okay, bye.